keep this party going. Are you ready for your next comedian? Tell you, I've gotten to know this guy, and he is absolutely, I mean, he's bought and sold over 12 businesses. He is the definition of entrepreneur. All the way from Indiana, put your hands together for Mr. Mark Timm.
All right. I know it's been 4 comedians, all right? So I need to do something very important right now because I got to know where you're at so I know what kind of material I can deliver. So everybody make an okay sign right now. Okay, raise it up really high. Okay, all I need you to do is put it on your chin right here. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have some fun tonight because last time I checked, my chin was down here. So would you help her out right there? Bring her down. All right, bring her down. Matt said my name is Mark Timm. I know, 2 first names. I know. I know what they say about guys with 2 first names. I know. You know, it's a bit of a pain. Do you know how many times during the day people look at me like I don't even know my freaking name? So I'm checking into the hotel. Dude behind the counter, I think his name was Cawson. Cawson says, last name. I say Timm. Sir. Last name. I say Timm. Now, we get to play this fun game called Who's on First. Y'all 40-something can explain to these guys over here, all right? So here we go. Wait for it. Carson's thinking. He's almost there. Oh, Timm is your last name. I said, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Second base. So I'm from Bainbridge, Indiana. Corn capital of the Midwest. Just me, right? Well, let me tell you something. I want to clear the air right now. I am not the guy that sold Keith the bad bag of swag. But Keith, I may know who it is. All right? Right back here, this little beautiful blonde back there, that's my daughter, Mary. Yeah, give it up for Mary. Mary's a senior in high school. She was in school this morning, jumped on a direct flight to LaGuardia, got herself to the hotel, and over here about 30 minutes before the show started. The best part, yeah, that's right, man. The best part about my life is I love being her dad, so love you, girl. All right? But I do have a little problem here. When I said I was from Bainbridge, Indiana, I heard nothing from over here. Girl, you and me, we 20% of the population. So, Jerry called me last week. Jerry's our mailman. What? Are you kidding me? Your mailman doesn't have your cell phone number? Jerry not only got my cell phone number, Jerry's got keys to our house. It's Bainbridge, Indiana. So Jerry says we're getting a pizza joint and we're getting a hardware store. Now, if you Yelp that, there's going to be 1 arrow drop. Okay, because it happens to be the same place as the bank, the coffee shop, the donut shop, the laundromat, the grocery store. Now, you all may say that it looks a lot like a gas station. Because it does. Now, big news here at this gas station. Front page news, we got a copy machine. I mean, copy machine in Bainbridge, Indiana, it's a game changer because we're not quite up to the technological standards of New York City. My friend and neighbor, Shamo, called me. He was so excited because he got the internet. The internet. I don't think you would call it the internet. I mean, I think this thing makes dial-up by AOL look fast. I started downloading a movie 6 months ago. We're still waiting to watch it. We did start using email. Now, before you get the wrong idea, you need to know we've had it for like a year now. Nobody wanted to use email because they thought Jerry would lose his job. Now, Jerry, he knows everybody. He knows everything about everybody. It's kind of like he's reading our mail. But we don't care. We don't care. But lose his job? Not going to happen. No. Jerry not losing his job. Now, there are some downsides to living in small-town America. Number one is GPS. GPS hates us. Like, a buddy of mine flies into Indianapolis, puts in my address, and the GPS says, why you won't go there? We're recalculating. You going to Chicago. My daughter, she spent the night at a friend's house, Mary's little sister. I can't find the friend's house. I put in the GPS. GPS says, are you kidding me? It's right there. You can see it. Right behind the tree next to the scarecrow. Please turn me off. Now in Bainbridge, Indiana, if you do use GPS, number one, it's named Cletus. And number two, we don't use road numbers, we don't use road signs, it's all landmarks. So you need to go somewhere, you punch it in, Cletus says, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get on that road right over there, go about a mile. You're going to see the big barn, you know, the one where Jimmy's cousin broke it. You know the barn. You're going to take a right. Go 3 cornfields. Don't worry about them bean fields. You go 3 cornfields. Take a left. That's where Jerry lives. Knock on his door. He'll give you the rest of the directions. Mary knows it's true. That's small town living for you right there. Corn. If you know anything about Indiana, you probably know we got corn. We got lots of corn. I mean, we got corn everywhere. It's like corn, 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 Taco Bell. Corn, corn, corn. Now that you know. What you don't know is corn sneaks up on you when you're not looking. You be standing there, you see some corn over there. You turn your back, corn be like, what the heck? Going over here. But the real scary part is the corn gets closer to your house. Every day moves a little closer to your house. A little closer to your house, a little closer to your house. You wake up one morning and the doorbell rings and all you see is corn. It's time to go. Get out of town. It is over. So, I live in Bainbridge on a farm because it's the law. I actually have 6 kids.
What?
6 kids. Yes, I do. 6 kids. Modern day Brady Bunch. I actually told someone one time I have 6 kids, and they literally looked me in the eye and says, you know, that's a lot of kids. What do you do with that? So I said, you know, my wife and I, we actually figured out how it was happening. And when we did, we shut the factory down. We didn't want to go from being the Brady Bunch to being the Waltons. Not only that, you have more than 6 kids, you might be legally obligated to move to Salt Lake City. I do get asked a lot about what it's like to have a big family. And I say it is a lot like having your own business. Only our operating expense and our payroll expense is way higher. Yeah, some of you got kids, right? Yeah. Now we have our own set of challenges as a business because we decided to run our family like a business because that's what I do. I buy and sell businesses. So why not have a business as a family? Now, our challenges are with human resources, accounting, budgeting, just like any business, right? Hiring and firing. You ever had to fire your kid? Looks like you might have. You need some, come up here and some there, okay. I had to fire my son. I did. Mowing the yard. Started making crop circles. You're fired. This ain't no hoax, son. You're out. Right? Now, we did legally incorporate our family to be Timm's LLC. And this is not a joke. You can look at the Delaware Register. We're a legally incorporated family. And the reason we did that is so that we can take advantage of all the tax savings that come along with being a corporation. Can you imagine writing off your family? All of you entrepreneurs out there, stop. Think about that for a second, right? That's right. You know what they're saying? Guy's a freaking genius. Freaking genius right here. So our kids, our family business, they kept wanting to bring their friends to work. So we had to change Casual Fridays to Friend Friday. That's where each of the kids got to bring a friend. So we have 6, and then 6 more showed up. Now that's some serious chaos right there. So they got in all kinds of craziness. So one day they decided to play hide and seek. Now there's only so many places 10 kids can hide. So Mary's younger sister, Grace, decides she's going to hide in the freezer. Oh, terrifying. Terrifying. Any parent out there, like your worst nightmare. Thank God she didn't. But not before she took $500 worth of salmon that I caught in Alaska and moved it to the clothes dryer right beside the freezer. Can you imagine 2 days later, Fun Friday went from stinky to stinky Sunday. Yeah. And I want to tell you something. This smell, it's a little out of Febrez's wheelhouse. 3 weeks later, the cats are still following me around, all right? So then, on one of our Friend Fridays, we had one of these polar vortexes, just like we had here. So the kids decide they're going to go ice skating inside. How, you ask? You go and get my wife's most expensive bottle of olive oil. You spread it all over the ping pong table and the hallway. Because I'm here to tell you, and Mary was part of this, a $4 bottle of vegetable oil, nah, that's just not slippery enough. Not when it comes to fake ice skating. I mean, only the best will do. All right? So then, here's one you haven't heard of, four-wheeler dodgeball. Four-wheeler dodgeball. Now, I'm here to tell you, it is far more dangerous than it sounds. The premise is you have a driver pulling a sled with a thrower. Now, I can see how this one got out of the R&D department, but how it ever made it past legal, no clue. It's a wonder our kids weren't taken from us. But in Bainbridge, Indiana, this is not child endangerment. It's team building. Now, speaking of team, I'm very blessed to have a lot of friends here tonight. Yes, I am. My mastermind group back here, Jeff Walker Mastermind. My friends over here, Susie, Heath, Nick. My friends, I spent the morning in New York with my mastermind friends, and they were so kind to be so encouraging to me, and they decided they would send me off with a very special green smoothie. I'm thinking they want me to have energy and vitality and have this clear mind. I had no idea that it was the beginning of a game called Where in New York is the Next Potty? I wouldn't recommend this game. Friends like that, you don't need enemies, okay? I'm also here with my business partners, Kevin Harrington, Brian Harrington, Steve Mandel. You guys may know Kevin Harrington. Kevin Harrington is the original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. That's right. He's also the inventor of the infomercial. This is the guy who brought us Ginsu knives. He brought us the Snuggie, the Flowbee. Yeah. George Foreman Grill. This guy made eating cheeseburgers cool. I mean, whoever imagined that 500 million people would want to buy a knife that cuts a Coke can and a pair of Snickers? Or that 1 billion people would buy a blanket with armholes in it? That guy. He also made something part of our everyday vernacular. I'm hoping that you guys can help me out with this, because this guy is the guy who brought us this saying. But wait, there's more. Kevin. Well done. Give it up for Kevin Harrington. Now, I will tell you that he brought to the world 500 products. He did over $5 billion in sales. And as his business partner, I'm here to tell you he used every single product, and every single product is extraordinary because the man's 60 years old. He looks like he's 37 and has the energy of a 25-year-old. So it must work. Either that or you're drinking some unicorn blood, my friend. So you know that Jerry and I are pretty tight. Okay? We're pretty tight. So I called him. We chatted. I wanted him to come to New York City. But tomorrow's a mail day. Not going to happen. So Jerry sent me with his own cell phone. Asked me to take a picture. This is a flip phone. This is modern technology in Bainbridge. So I'm taking a photo here for Jerry. All right, Jerry, we got it right here. Okay, all right. You want to have fun? Give 5 teenagers this phone and tell them to make a phone call. You might as well have given them the modern day version of the Rubik's Cube. It ain't happening. Okay? It ain't happening. But Jerry is a lot of things. He is a lot of things for us. He's important to us. He's important to our family. But one of the things Jerry also is he's a magician. And so he said, if you're going to go to Broadway, would you please take one of my magic tricks? And I said, Jerry, I'm going to be a comedian. And he said, it's funny. I'm like, all right, Jerry, anything for you. So here is Jerry's trick that he sent for me to bring to you. Jerry sent a dot card. Now, you and I are going to figure this out together. So on this side of the dot card, making sure, there's 1 dot. When you turn it, there's 4. Turn it again, there's 2. Then again, there's 5. Turn it again, there's 3. And then there's 6. Let's try that again. 1 dot, 4 dots, 2 dots, 5 dots, 3 dots, 6 dots. That's pretty cool. Jerry's got it going on. Now, Jerry said this dot card is like life. You see, his wisdom as a mailman has taught him that we go around pretending to be people we're not, covering up whatever dots we don't want people to see. I think I get it now. I showed you 1 dot covering up the 2nd. I showed you 4 covering up the 5th. I showed you 2, showed you 5. Showed you what appeared to be 3 covering up the 3rd. What appeared to be 6 covering up an imaginary 6. I said, all right, Jerry, so what's the catch? He said, the catch is that we got to quit hiding our dots. We've got to start being who God intended us to be. You be you and see what happens. Dots and all. And he said, then I want you to show them that the whole time that you've been up there, there was actually 3 dots on that side. And 6 on that side. 3 on that side. 6 on that side. Now, he said, if you'll go back home and you'll put this in practice, you be you, you're going to find that you start seeing dots everywhere. Because, see, actually, there were 8 dots on that. Ladies and gentlemen, from Jerry and Mark, you be you. Have a good night. Oh, Timm right there, huh?
if Michael Scott on The Office had a brother, like that'd be him, right? Like, he is such a good, nice, genuine guy. Like, that's not an act. He's really, right? Where's the daughter, the family? They know he's just like, give him another round of applause. Mark right there, not one. We can do whatever we want. I encourage my students to talk about anything they want, but then there was no mention of a taint. There was no taint. There was no nothing. Nobody, no genitals. There was no genitals. Like, we all feel like better as human beings after you spend 12, 13 minutes with Mark Timm, right? Right? And then he did incorporate. I tell you, I thought my father was a cheap fuck, but that guy, holy shit. Like, as kids, did you have to come home with a receipt? Like, hey, where's the receipt? Put it over there. We're going to quicken tonight, all of us. Anyway, one more time. Mark Timm, big round of applause.